Teach like a language pro. What causes students to initially understand grammar rules but later forget or struggle with applying them correctly? Before answering this question, it's important to understand the difference between knowledge and skill. Knowledge, also called declarative knowledge, refers to facts or concepts. Often, knowledge is referred to as knowing that as opposed to knowing how. Knowledge is acquired through learning, studying, or observing. On the other hand, skills, also known as procedural knowledge, are learned abilities to perform specific tasks efficiently. As an example, how to speak or swim. Take a moment to think about it. Is understanding grammar rules the same as knowing how to apply them? What makes one knowledge and the other skill? Knowledge and skill, although closely related, are separate concepts. For example, knowing that code can be used to write programs does not automatically mean you can write code yourself. In the same way, simply understanding swimming theory does not guarantee that you can swim. The same principle applies to language learning as well. While you may recognize that plural nouns should be used for plurals, you may not necessarily be able to consistently use them correctly. A skill or procedural knowledge can only be acquired through practice, repetition, and hands-on experience. The only way you can truly know how to do something is when you have gained this procedural knowledge through practical experience. Second language grammar instruction usually begins with explaining the rules clearly. As a result, learners understand the rules and know what they should do. But they can't effectively apply the rules unless they focus on them and take their time applying them using abstract, high-level methods. Practice is the only way they can improve their accuracy and ability to apply their knowledge. When learners practice lots, they reach a high level of automation, which is often called highly automated knowledge. In this context, automation is often used as a word to describe the process. The procedure requires learning them first, which is relatively quick, and then automating them, which takes a long time and may not be perfect for most learners. Simply put, achieving fluency and accuracy in a second language involves transitioning through three types of knowledge: declarative knowledge, procedural knowledge, and automated knowledge. By the time you reach the final stage, you can use your language skills spontaneously and quickly without thinking about them. The time it takes for declarative knowledge to transform into automated language skills varies widely from person to person. It depends on factors such as prior language learning experience, practice intensity and consistency, and the complexity of the language being learned. Some individuals may achieve automation relatively quickly with focused practice, while for others, it may require a significant amount of time and ongoing effort. However, if students focus on a single grammar concept for just a month, and then move on to learning something else when the next unit starts, this duration might not be sufficient for them to fully automate this knowledge. As a result, they might forget grammar rules soon after. Therefore, teachers must consistently expose students to specific knowledge and gradually build upon it in a spiral-like approach with repeated reinforcement in teaching materials. Studies in cognitive and educational psychology have found that learning new things is more effective when practice sessions are spread out over time rather than trying to learn everything all at once. In simple terms, it's like taking breaks and revisiting the same material on different occasions with some time in between each practice session. For instance, when teaching the concept of the past tense, Students can revise the past tense regularly while reading or writing, even if they focus on other grammar rules. However, when teaching English as a foreign, second, or additional language, the curriculum is often quite extensive, making it challenging for teachers to revisit the same learning content. It's also not practical to expect students to automate their learning when they haven't had enough exposure to the language. Thus, when planning activities, we should consider their intended outcomes. Are they intended to enhance declarative knowledge, facilitate proceduralization, or facilitate automation? In other words, is the goal to deepen understanding, encourage practical application of that understanding, or enable faster and more effortless usage of knowledge, even in spontaneous situations? Define your objectives clearly and then determine the level of repetition needed in your lesson. Teach like a language pro.